All right, so you remember our old camper. I'm saying old because we're at the point now where we're downsizing to just fit us and maybe a guest. So we had our 26-foot camper and we had all our family in it. We've done trips over the past 3-4 years now since we've had it. Great camper, great things, but well, my husband and I were talking, we're like, kids are getting older. With two, our older ones are teenagers. They don't really go camping with us that much anymore unless they want to bring all their friends, and then we can't really fit them all in the camper anyways, let alone getting them all there in the first place. So we started talking, we're like, yeah, let's downsize it. So we were gonna put our camper up for sale, probably clean it up, get everything out of it, and maybe put it up in spring for sale. So, but then we decided, we're like, let's go to Camping World, let's just see what campers there are for smaller campers. Well, we ended up they made a deal with us to trade our camper in. Just by the pictures that we showed them, they were going to give us $7,000 to trade it in. I could probably sell it for 10 to maybe 14, depending on the time frame, I guess, and time of the year and things like that. But we're like, oh, that's fine, because then we don't have to deal with the hassle. We'll get a small itty bitty, bare bones, basic, small, tiny camper. Found one, and then we can just brand new one, loan out the rest for about, I think it came out to like an extra $10,000 basically. So we go and drop it off so they can do the inspection, even though we signed the paper saying they would give us $7,000 for it. We get back to go get the camper and the loan, and they come to us. They're like, oh, well, it's going to cost us $9,000 to repair everything like that. And we're like, what? I'm like, most of it's cosmetic stuff. Okay, yeah, the cushion on the couch where it rolls over, that's ripping. The camper's over 10 years old. Then they mentioned, they're like, oh, does the fridge work? We couldn't get it to work. I'm like, what are you talking about, the fridge? We just used it 2 days ago, and the AC 2 days ago. Don't tell me there's not something wrong with it, because we were just camping 2 days ago with it. And so we keep talking to them, and they're just like, oh, well, we noticed some wrinkling up in the top and everything like that. They were saying, oh, there could be water damage in the roof's leaking or something. We're like, no, we seal that all the time and regularly. And I said, no, the condensation built up in it. It's delaminating and coming, just wrinkling up. There's not leaking. And they're like, okay. And then they're just like, okay, well, we'll give you $3,500 for it, for trade-in. And we're like, no, give us our camper back. We don't pay for storage. We don't pay for anything. We don't have to have a camper. We could still use this one. So no, give us our camper back. We don't want the other camper. No loan, no deal. I'm ready to walk out and left. And then they walked away, the manager person or whoever it was, and they walked away, and then they got the loan lady, the finance lady. She's like, if it's the payments, we can get the payments down lower and stuff like that. If we finance the whole thing and we get the payments down lower. I said, no, the payments aren't the deal. I was like, if you really want me to, I'll pay off the loan like now. I'll pay for it. Oh, no, don't do that. We won't get any. Basically, she's basically saying they won't get no money if we do a cash deal instead of a loan. I'm like that. I said, the money's not the issue. Money has nothing to do with this. It's we're not getting the money we wanted off the camper when I know I can sell my camper for the amount that you're giving me and then some. So you can give me my camper back and I can go sell it, and then I can go elsewhere and get a camper that I want and pay it for it. And she's like, oh, okay, no, okay, let me go talk to the manager and stuff like that. We're going on now. I'm playing on my phone. My husband's reading his book on his phone, and we're just talking. I would say probably a good 40 minutes. I don't know, it seemed like 40 minutes to me, but it was probably only like 20 minutes. 20 minutes go by, they come back, they're like, oh, we got great news. The district manager, whatever, number 2 is here at the store, and he said, just go ahead and make the deal. That's what I'm thinking, whatever. So we got the deal. They're going to give us $7,000 for the camper, and we get the loan. We got everything we did. We get all the way through financing, sign all the paperwork, get the titles transferred, get all the tags transferred, everything like that. And then on top of that, because I have all the other insurances through other like CTO and trailers and regular insurance, and the insurance that I put on this, it's like, yeah, I got it everywhere. So I'm like, I don't need any of that. I just need, give me the extended warranty and give me the gap insurance. And I said, I want a deal on that too. So I went and asked, and they gave me the employee pricing, so I only added an extra like I think $8 or $10 to my loan monthly payment. So I got the extended warranty and got it the Scotch Guard whatever put on the inside, and then yeah. So then we walked out with our camper and got everything done. Going on, let's see, we were there about 2.5, 3 hours, haggling with them, and then we finally got what we want. But here we go. So this is our little tiny itty bitty camper. Yes, the Coleman, very bare bones basic. So I am shooting from the back already, but yes, it is a very, very tiny camper, very itty bitty. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos where I've had the camper in the driveway, and it's pretty much from the garage almost all the way to like right by my front tire. Yeah, so this is the little tiny one. This is the Coleman. This is the 17-foot one. So this is the Coleman 17 R version one. And it comes with ladder mounts, so you can put the ladder on it instead of having to like bolt it and stuff. Just get those little foldable ones, put it onto it. It's supposedly a walkable roof. It's got the acrylic coating on the top. See, walkable roof. It says it on the sticker. Believe everything you put on stickers. Backup camera integrated, so it's not actually there. The wiring, the camera itself is there. You just gotta buy the adapter accessory stuff. And let's see. The only thing we don't like is the way this bumper is. See how close it is? The other one, if you remember, the bumper stuck out a little bit. We had our rack to put like extra cooler, so we're gonna have to do some modifying. We might actually have to cut the bumper off and extend it out and weld it or something, or maybe cut like sheet metal, cut like a little piece off or whatever, so we can get the brackets on somehow. But we have to look at that and see what we need to do, because we pulled it off our old camper and it's sitting over there along with a spare tire we pulled off our old camper. So, and the sway bar kit with the balls and the mounting where we had to drill the holes in the front. So yes, we took everything off of our old camper because we paid for it. It has the Insta hot water heater, which is a plus for me because I like my hot water for my shower. And we installed that in on our other one, and this one actually comes with it. Freshwater connection, tiny thing. So one little step doesn't have the two. You got your little outlet out here, so one panel instead of two like some of them come with. And it says it's pre-wired for solar power, so there's an adapter up in the top, or up by the thing. There's some type of like connection to turn it kind of on and off or however. So this is the little tiny itty bitty one. We took some of our, obviously our little stuff out of the other one so I can get in there. Comes with this thing, but obviously we put a nice cushiony top around. Plus we have the pillow top mattress cover, so our bed is nice and comfy. This is a queen bed, actually. It's not a full or a full bed in some of them. I guess in the old ones, since it's a 2025 model, they put the bed this way and went like this, and then so one person would have to crawl over the other. This is great because it's like our other camper where you have a walk around on both sides. They have like a little cubby underneath there in which you can actually pick it up and get up underneath it too. And they have a wall, so it divides it from the storage compartment outside, so the air doesn't kind of come up on there. And shelving on both sides, or well, countertop area on both sides. You got one cabinet on this side. You don't have a cabinet on this side, but just like anything else you buy in the store, you get those little like what is it, the cardboardy, whatever you want to call it, this material stuff, this little material stuff drawers, and you can put one there and then get it bolted to the side of the wall so it doesn't move around. You get those really light plastic tube ones with the little drawers in it, and then you'll have something there, which is great. I am going to put my cargo netting thing up there just so I can store stuff so things don't fall out, same as I had in the other one. And cabinet is the same way. It's just a plain cabinet with a bar up there. I can probably put something in there, so cause my husband he just shoves stuff in there, so I'll put like maybe like drawers or shelves or something in there so you can actually put more stuff in there. It doesn't come with a roof mount AC, so you have a regular AC, which is, I don't know, it's a plus in my mind because you have less leaks up there. And obviously I'm buying little stuff to put more kitchen, utensil stuff in here, and then a little mini tiny itty bitty one of those thermos tiny coffee pot things I'm going to put there. I'm obviously glue it and Velcro it and do whatever I need to do, screw it to the side there so it doesn't move, and it'll stay there. And this little tiny thing, so there's no oven in this one, in this tiny one. You got a heater down there. It is an electric heater, not a or is it electric heater? Oh, it's a gas heater. Vice electric. So you can use it both remote and at a campground by plugging it in. And then you have your fridge, little mini fridge, pretty much apartment size fridge. Little cubby spots there, little cubby spot back there. At least they're using some of their space wisely. Microwave. We'll have to get like a toaster oven or something like that. Stick it somewhere and just for our little oven part. You have storage under this one. You got the little nook here, so you can access that storage there, or you can access it through the seat. Now the storage, there's no storage under there because that's where the water tank is. There's a flat panel there, and it's screwed down, the 4 screws, and then you can access the water panel, the hoses that run all the way up underneath there for your pumps and whatever else that they need to add in there for the shower and stuff like that. So you actually get, we'll call them 2.5 cabinets because you have 2 full cabinets, and then you got your, obviously, panels that are screwed because that's where all your plumbing stuff is, and where you access all your plumbing and everything, your hoses, lines, and everything like that. Your instant hot water heater control panel, another plug. It actually comes with 1 towel rack holder, little screw thing, surprisingly. Wow, woohoo, we got an accessory. But as you see, I'm already putting, that I actually had, if you remember, in my old one, I had like enough to hold 8 towels, which the pieces are over there. I'm not going to put that whole thing because, okay, I put them in dry sealed bags when we're storing the camper, so it never stays in those racks, those towels. And we're not going to obviously have all 6 of us plus 1 camping in here anymore. So I decided to put this one in the bathroom. I screwed it to the wall because it's like the same material. So this is the same material as the wall. So like the whole thing is like the same. It's not like it's just a plastic tub on the bottom. So I'm assuming this is waterproof. And so I screwed it up there, and then I just put some of the, squish it back in there, some clear silicone up in there to cover the screw holes and stuff like that, just to make sure no water seeps in there and so the screws don't rust. And so you got your little skylight there for your bathroom, and that's pretty much about it. This is a very, very tiny 2-person camper. Maybe make that a nice, good, cozy seat, since you really can't do anything about the bottom of that since it's a tank. Make that permanent, take that out, and then put a recliner there, and you at least got 1 recliner. Me and my husband were like, yeah, we got 2 recliners and then everything else, and then we realized we couldn't take that one out because it's got a tank there. So yeah, we'll figure it out. But this is a nice little itty bitty camper that we can haul with anything now, because we have our work truck. My husband's got the work truck, and he was the only one able to tow anything because the other camper was way too heavy for my truck. I have a 1500 Silverado, and it just, when it's fully loaded with everything on it, I don't want to burn my transmission up, so I am not towing that one. And our boat that we have, obviously, I definitely can't tow that. That thing's way overloaded for me. And yeah, so this thing I can tow with my truck, and I can tow it with a new truck if we decide to go get, this thing's only like 3,000 pounds. Let's see if we can turn this sideways. Yeah, this thing's only like 3,040 pounds empty. So at max, if you fully load it and have a lot of water everywhere, maybe 4,000 pounds. Yeah, I can tow it. The little Toyota Tacomas can tow it. A Jeep can tow it. Heck, a little small SUV can probably tow this thing. And that's what we were looking at. It does have a single axle, so it's, towing single and double. Double gives you a little bit more stability. Singles, it's going to sway too a lot. We got our stabilizer bars there, but when we park it, there is no front stabilizer bars, so we have to order them. Pretty cheap on Amazon, obviously. The camping store had them, I think, on sale for like $80, and Amazon has them for $65 for a set of 2. So we'll do that. And then, as you see, there's no sway bars or anything like that. It is a tiny one, so we obviously took our sway bar kit off of the other one, and we're gonna put it on this one, which we'll just put our tire mount back on it and then drill the holes to get the balls on it to put our chain slide sway bar that we had on the other one on this one, and it'll be fine. We are gonna obviously switch this over to a double. We want to put a double system on it and put the case, everything on it too. So we'll see how everything works, because it is kind of tinier. So we'll see how we can get everything to fit. There is a solar something down there. That little plug right there is like a solar something. I don't know. I haven't researched the whole solar part of this thing, but that's the solar thing. So, and this is our 2025 Coleman 17R. Alright, so we're kind of getting everything set up inside. We have now switched over and put a key code lock in it, so it's just easier to get in and out. We got our new sticker on the door for our traveling, and I got bubbles in it. I'm gonna have to like pop. There's a bubble right there. And let's see, so now we have a lot more setup. For some reason, this 17-foot seems so much more room than our 26-foot, maybe because the bunks were taking up so much spot, and we had a big wall here with the couch on our other one. But we got, so the queen size bed with the left and right. So remember, I said there was no cabinet on this side, so literally this is one of those very light plastic tube that took forever to build, because each one of these little plastic pieces has to be put together. So once you get it all together, you get the drawers in there. I screwed it so it's got the wall ties. Basically, you screw it to the wall and you put the zip ties. I got one there, one down at the bottom, and so that holds that pretty good in there. And I think I put some Velcro or double-sided tape on this thing just to kind of push it up against it. But this is obviously so when we're driving around, I don't have to constantly pick up the drawers and put the drawers back in it, and I can just unhook it and when I'm using it. These little things up here, I have a feeling these things are gonna end up sliding and bouncing out, so I'm gonna figure some of that. But these won't move either because they're double-sided taped down against the wall and down there, so, and they're stuck together, so they don't move. Got the cargo net up there. This depth is shallower than our other one because those extra sleeping bags that we had, that we dry packed them, or well, airtight sealed them, and they wouldn't stick out that far, so that's how I know it's shallower. But got the net up there so it doesn't constantly fall down. Obviously, because we had a cabinet on the other one, like that side, the net would just go in between both of them. So I just got an extra space up there to put stuff if I need to store stuff like my backpack or anything when I come into the camper. And obviously that is double-sided tape down there, so he can have a little cubby storage for there. I put another drawer up here like we had in the other ones, where we can slide out and just have stuff up on it. The only thing with this cabinet, vice our other one was flush, so when I screwed and taped this one, or double-sided taped it up and screwed it, the drawers would come out. Well, this one had a gap this far, so I actually had to take a piece of wood. If you can see, I had to take a piece of wood and actually put wood up there and then put that on, so this can actually slide out, otherwise it would get catch on the edge. So that is our extra little storage there. I haven't figured out what to put stored there, like, cause I want to put like shelves or something in there, because it makes it more storage than just hanging, because I don't know, we just don't hang in there. The plug was center of the sink and stove, so okay, trying to plug things all the way over, that wasn't happening, and just don't understand why they didn't put it like on the end over there. But so I ran a cord, put the hide a cord sticky things on here to basically hide the cord, ran it all the way over and ran it up here. So now we got extra plugs and some extra USBs up there. Put the coffee pot on it. Just bungeed it down so we can constantly keep it there, because yes, before we used to have it under the bench. So under the bench, open it up, put it down, put it back, clean it, put it down. So we're trying to find ways to try to, so we have to minimize like not having to constantly move stuff in and out. Obviously this little shelf is velcroed to it, so we can take it off and sweep underneath it and clean underneath it if we don't. This we brought from our old camper because it was a great storage for all our water bottles. It holds like almost 40 to 50 water bottles. So we kept that in here to keep storage for our water. And we put more little cubby shelves. They're magazine holders, but we put little shelves there so we can actually put stuff in there. And that is the bedroom area. And obviously, as you see in the little kitchen area, we got the spice rack thing up here. Oh, I forgot to close that. Oh, we got a dried out wet wipe on the top one. And obviously put the towel rack up here. Put our extra little towels and stuff in the cubby. Paper towel holder. Another hook up there for our pot holders. And because this one didn't have the divide, our old one had a wooden divide in between it. So you would have just one side and the other. Well, this one doesn't. This one's magnetic and has magnetic things instead of the little clippy ones that were inside where you would push it and it would clip to it. Well, I don't know. It seems like this one, again, this one seems like it has more room. So we just got what we needed to get. We have some plasticware in there and glassware dishes and stuff like that. And we literally got all the dishes we need up there. And on the other one, we had the big, like, house-size sink in there, the deep sink with the metal sink. So we had that metal drying rack with this on top of it on one side, and then we used the other side. Well, obviously the metal rack was like way too long, and it came out to here. So, and this actually fit in the sink, so just changed the rubber ball pieces and slid them to wherever they need to and put it in, and now it like stays tight against there. So now we have a counter space, and then we just pull it out and use the sink if we need to. Drawers, same as before. They're deep, they're wider than our other ones. Our other ones were narrower. We didn't have this extra space on this side. We had like enough to put like one little sliver of a knife and everything. So we got all our stuff in there. We put our, obviously, Ziploc bags and some of the bigger stuff in that one, because before we had another spice rack on the other one. It was underneath our cabinets in between the window and in between the divider on the cabinet and the other one, and that's where we stored all our Ziploc bags and stuff like that. So good, it's in the drawer. Anything extra, like for kitchen wise, like some of the extra utensils, we put some in there on the top one so it's easy to access, and the rest is just like junk or miscellaneous stuff and cards and little games and stuff, checkers and stuff that we got. TV, we got the TV mounted up there because we pulled it off from the old one. I actually hooked the cable line this time to it, and just in case we actually hook the cable up there's cable at some of the campgrounds we go to. Put the extra plug outlet up there in case we need to plug in some more stuff on that side. I found a little magazine thingy to store some extra stuff that fit in between the little 10-inch space there. So most things were 12 inches wide, so I couldn't find anything. I finally found this. I was like, oh, that's pretty cute. Well, I'll just stick that up there in case I want to put some papers, notebooks, and stuff like that up in there. We got, if you remember the other one, we had the big bar that came out, and we had like our big white bag hanging from it with our extra paper towels and like some lights for outside and things like that. Well, I just literally took, and this is on there pretty good, so another one of the towel racks, just smaller, put it up there and just bungeed this up here, and I grabbed our smaller bag by the bigger one, because so we don't constantly hit our head and everything on it. So that's our extra bag for storage. We got our new keychain one, and this one is The Adventure Begins. And that's the little storage cubbies we have there. We actually have all our chairs and everything in the one cubbies outside. So the only thing I had to put under there was my husband's chair, because his isn't a foldable. His is one of those rocking kind of like camping chairs, and it wouldn't fit through the door because it's just very small. So it got stuck down there, and we actually don't have anything under the seat. So we got extra storage there. Pots and pans. They actually all fit here. If you remember, we had the wall that divided the bed, and we had the couch there, and we had a metal rack on there, and we put all the lids there and hung all the pots on it. So, well, this has got a cubby for all our pots and pans and bowls, and everything's there. So all I did was put a little hook here and hook here, and I'll just unhook it, hang them down to access all the pots, just so obviously when we're moving around it doesn't like bounce, they don't bounce out and fall out. Bathroom. Obviously airtight dry bag for that stuff. The big long towel holder I had in the other one, we don't really actually roll our towels and hang them there and store them, because if we store the camper for a month, we're gonna want to put them in dry bags because we don't want it to get that misty, moldy, mildewy smell. And we got the back here. That was I pulled from the other camper, just enough to hold our towels. When we get them wet, they can dry. Like I said before, it's got the instant hot water heater, and I put this up. So the other one obviously had that extra sink in it. This one doesn't have a little extra sink that divides in between. So I got this, and it actually holds all our bathroom stuff and extra stuff if we want. Bathroom medicines, whatever. Yes, it kind of, this door does, this side's not going to be able to like open all the way, but really it's not going to be needed because these things go all the way through. You can just slide through to the other side if you really need to. So we put our crock pot and some of our mechanical like tool kits and stuff like that under there. So we still have plenty of storage space in this thing. So this camper is going to be set up real nice. We're kind of really liking this one, vice the bigger one. Easier to travel, easier to tow, everything. And the only thing extra we have to do now, we're still waiting. Oh, here we go, Florida. See the rain? Rain's here. We have to put the double tanks on. I already got the rack for the double tanks and the gas line area for the double tanks. Got it. We got to put that on. We're going to change the foot out to be one of those slide feet that slide down, so we don't have to have wooden blocks or whatever we need to raise it up to the truck. And that plastic dip you see, so what we found out when I kind of seen something hanging down, I was like, what's that? So on this side, I seen this little like hang down like right there, and I was like, is that like plastic or is that like something or what is that? So I go to look underneath. So this right here, this is like a vapor barrier, like kind of they have on trailers. But you look on our old one, this material, this whatever tarry free and bed liner kind of material that goes down, used to go all the way down to the metal bumper. This does not. This is wood right here. This is wood with the vapor barrier. This is the wood for your floor in here. So when water runs down, if this thing ever gets destroyed and that wood gets soaked, your wood's gonna rot. So we didn't realize that. So we're gonna try to kind of rhino line it, spray it with some plastic stuff like that, and just kind of spray it all down to make sure and make sure we do preventive maintenance on this whole run right here too, because just like you do the seals and everything else, because we really don't want our floor to start soaking in water, the wood to start soaking in water and rotting. Because you got, let me see if I can get this thing open. Oh my God, it's actually locked. Never mind, I won't be able to show you. So I think my husband actually locked the door. He normally doesn't lock them. Oh, this one's open. So, and they're magnetic. They're not like the little clippy thing you have to hold on to. So yeah, the floor's there, but they have it there, yeah, rhino line. But when this water starts seeping in, and if it starts getting that board wet, it's gonna eventually end up like bubbling, warping everything, and we don't want that to happen. So yes, if you have one of these campers, I would look up underneath to make sure if that wood is showing. Yeah, if that wood is showing, then, or that wood is there and you just have that vapor barrier on, the vapor barrier over time will end up ripping and tearing up. So you're probably going to want to seal it with something. We got our double tank mount put on. We just need to actually get a little longer hose. So it goes to there. Because obviously the double valve's up there and we need to combine everything, get a longer hose for it. We also got the rack put on. We were able to kind of push it on and just slide it through there and get it bolted. So we got this on, same as our old one. Just you can't pull it up because it's just too wide right here. And as you go in it, it'll like push up against this. So it'll have to stay down, but we got it on there for the extra storage and buckets or whatever we need, bikes.